Building on our previous talk about random variables, let's dive into probability distributions. Hello, statistics learners. Welcome to a new deep dive. Most videos on probability distributions show you complex integrals and formulas, but skip the physical soul of the math. In this video, we want to show something different: how simple collisions in a wooden board create the most important shape in the universe. Imagine a ball falling through a forest of pegs. While one ball is unpredictable, 1,000 balls create a master plan. Probability distribution is simply a map. It tells us how the total weight of certainty is spread across all possible outcomes. Think of it like pouring a bucket of water over our pegboard. The water does not just vanish, it gets assigned to different containers. Some containers get a lot of water, while others stay nearly dry. This assignment of weight to each value is what we call the distribution. When our outcomes are separate, like the distinct bins in our board, we call this a discrete distribution. Imagine the pegs are spaced far apart and the balls can only land in specific slots, numbered 1, 2, or 3. There is no such thing as landing in slot 1.5. In this world, probability lives in jumps, and we can count every possible place a ball might land. But what if we made the bins smaller and smaller? Imagine our board has millions of tiny needles instead of thick pegs. The balls are now like fine grains of sand. Instead of jumping between bins, the sand flows into a smooth, continuous pile. This is a continuous distribution. Here, we don't look at the probability of a single exact point, but rather the density of the sand in a specific neighborhood. The most famous of these shapes is the normal distribution, often called the bell curve. It is the natural result of many small, random influences adding up. In our board, every time a ball hits a peg, it makes a tiny random choice, left or right. Most balls end up making an equal number of left and right turns, landing right in the middle. This creates that iconic symmetrical peak. Every distribution has a center, which we call the mean. Think of this as the balance point of our board. If we tilt the entire board to the right, the balls will tend to fall further to the right, and the entire bell curve shifts with them. The mean tells us where the average ball is likely to end up, providing a single number to represent the location of the whole crowd. The second key feature is the spread, known as the standard deviation. Imagine the pegs in our board. If the pegs are very close together, the balls can't bounce very far from the center, creating a tall, skinny curve. But if the pegs are wide and chaotic, the balls scatter everywhere, resulting in a short, fat curve. The standard deviation measures this level of uncertainty or diversity in our outcomes. There is one golden rule for all probability distributions. The total area under the curve must always equal 1. Think of it like our bucket of water from earlier. No matter how we rearrange the pegs or tilt the board, we still have exactly one bucket of water to spread around. If the curve gets taller in the middle, it must get thinner at the sides to keep that total volume constant. In a normal distribution, we can predict exactly where the balls will land. About 68% of the balls will fall within one standard deviation of the center. If we go out a bit further, 95% of all balls are accounted for. This is like knowing that even though any single ball is random, the vast majority of our sand will always stay within a predictable distance from the middle. Probability distributions are the hidden scaffolding of our world. From the heights of people to the errors in a laboratory, these shapes appear whenever many small things happen at once. By understanding the mean and the spread, we can make sense of chaos. Next time you see a pattern in a crowd, remember the Galton board and the beautiful, predictable curves that define our reality. Subscribe to see how these patterns appear in every part of nature.